Bach Tu An is a guy who time-traveled into the era of the National BEAST Taming. Before, he was a soldier who faced death countless times. Maybe fate saw how much he suffered, so this time he was reborn into an insanely rich family. And with power to match plus 2 ans, looks rivaling Lee Min-ho, and a ripped, chiseled body to boot. You'd think fate would tone down his abilities a bit, but nah, he actually awakened a legendary talent. A mythical-level instinct straight out of legends. With wealth and looks in his hands, Tu An's got it all. So what's he gonna pull off in this beast-taming world? Let's dive into the National Beast Taming series with Pika Pai and see him awaken that legendary talent right now. Moving to the secret realm of the Wanzhou world. This is a mid-level secret realm in the Juzhou Federation, home to 7 large central city bases. All the roots of the nation, and the city of Baklan is the gem of the land. Every inch of this place is prime real estate. But right in the heart of this territory stands a private mansion nestled by the river and mountains. That's the residence of the city lord. This is Bach Tu An, a top-tier young man with insanely good looks, and he's a time traveler. In his past life, he was a soldier who died on a mission. Then he crossed into a world full of all kinds of dragon beasts and beast tamers. But he's not your typical body-snatching time traveler, it's more like reincarnation. Besides remembering his past life, Tu An is basically just like a native here. This here is Red Brow Silver Scale Fish, a golden grade pet beast and the spirit beast of Tu An's dad in this world, basically a local powerhouse. Today's the day of the awakening ceremony, so the Bach family has gathered in full force in the waiting hall. Every year around this time, the Federation hosts this ritual to help young people awaken their powers. As usual, if you succeed, you get to enter the Beast Taming Academy to learn about beast mastery. If you fail, you're stuck going to regular school. So today is a huge moment in Tu An's life, because in this beast-taming world, your talent level decides your status. Pass and your future's bright, you break through social classes and become someone. Fail, and no matter your power or status, people will look down on you. Tu An was worried about this, thinking to himself that a guy with looks that make all the girls swoon. Getting knocked down would break the hearts of those beautiful girls, making them cry their eyes out. So, a month ago, Tu An took control and awakened his beast-taming talent at grade A. His A-grade mental instinct talent grants insane battle intuition, sometimes even letting him sense special vibes. And he can even read the thoughts of dragon beasts. This is hands down an amazing beast-taming talent, with all-around perks. But Bak Chang Sung the city, Lord of Baklan and Tu An's grandpa, worries Tu An's too young, and not steady enough. If he really faces monsters, he might get swallowed whole. So before Tu An's talent is confirmed, Kang Sung plans to train him hard and thoroughly. Also, Kang Sung warned Tu An carefully because the Divine Stone used to awaken talents in the Juzhou Federation is a top-tier rare treasure, and the whole Federation only has one. This marks the start of a new era, where fierce beasts descend on the world. The 10,000 vermilion beasts almost became a massive threat to humanity, nearly causing extinction. Our ancestors discovered this awakened divine stone, which triggered the first-generation Beast Tamers' talent, allowing humanity to survive and kick off the beast taming era. You could say this unique awakened divine stone is the foundation of the 9 Provinces Federation's beast taming civilization. Newcomers aiming to become beast tamers must go through 3 stages: awakening their talent, establishing a beast taming space, and forming their first beast contract. Some great clans and disciples from special sects also have early awakened prodigies, but they still make their kids participate in the awakening ritual once a year. The main goal is to exploit the Divine Stone to awaken their power early and build their beast-taming space. Of course, the 9 Provinces Federation just turns a blind eye to this. After finishing his meal with family, Bai Zian headed straight to the Awakening Square. Man, you can't mess with natural beauty. The moment he showed up, quite a few girls were already checking him out. It's easy to see why he's treated like a celeb. The academy under Bai Lin's city is the top-tier school there. Most students are descendants of Bai Lin's generals and noble officials. Naturally, as the city lord's grandson, Bai Zian is the top dog among them. While Zian was soaking in the spotlight, Yuan Patian shoved aside a few pretty girls to hug his best bud. But Zian dodged that cold hug with some slick moves. Just when it seemed like that was it, Feng Tianyu, daughter of Phoenix Yang Yan, the vice city lord of Bai Lin, stirred up trouble with Zian again. She straight up challenged Zian to a duel during the awakening ritual. The loser has to grant the winner one request. Clearly Zian was cornered, but he accepted the bet anyway, confident he had a 90% chance to win. Without hesitation, he strode inside with Yuan Patian. From the intel, Yuanpa Tian caught wind of it. Seems the Phoenix family plans to use a special treasure vein to help Tianyu awaken her talent. Xian wasn't surprised given the Phoenix family's background. Deep-rooted secrets and cunning tactics were nothing new. Still, Xian trusted that Tianyu wouldn't cause him trouble because his gut didn't sense any danger from her. Quickly, the awakening ritual began, hosted by Bai Jingchong. All candidates moved inside to find their spots and awaken their talents. Once the 9 Provinces Federation activated the Divine Stone, its reflected energy reached each representative's awakening zone. Xian started focusing his energy, but he couldn't control the awakening energy. It surged violently toward his head. If this kept up, it'd be bad, since the brain is one of the most vital organs. If the awakening energy damaged it, he could turn into a total idiot in a flash. But maybe this wasn't bad, it could be a huge opportunity. Xian calmed down, trusted his instincts, and strange phenomena began to appear. The staff in the control room were all on edge because of Xian's bizarre condition. If anything happened to him, even 100 of them couldn't handle it. Baek Kyung-sung quickly showed up to check the situation above Tu An's head. Suddenly, a massive eye appeared. Contrary to everyone's reaction, he wasn't scared at all, but insanely excited because this was a rare innate talent phenomenon. Only innate talents at S rank or higher could trigger such a unique anomaly. It was clear that Tu An's instinct talent had mutated and leveled up to S rank in the beast taming world. Sometimes dragon beasts develop special abilities or mutated physiques, and since humans are also creatures of this world, they can mutate too. Mutations are basically innate talent mutations. In the history of beast taming, there have been fewer than 10 beast tamers with innate talent mutations, and none of those mutated beast tamers failed to become legends. Lu Thianko-kyung had realized the issue. If Tu An's innate talent mutated, then this dangerous awakening was a huge deal. Kyung-sung's face started to change color. He decided to represent the awakening, but he was the Lord of White Wolf City. According to the rules, he couldn't do that. Meanwhile, Baek Tu An's energy concentrated in one spot and exploded. Luckily, after awakening his talent, Tu An still looked handsome. His expression didn't look dumb at all. The system immediately displayed Tu An's results. He had awakened the Heavenly Eye of Revelation, a mysterious myth-level innate talent. He gained extraordinary foresight and intuition, able to see the announcements of the heavenly Tao, and if he centered himself, he could perceive things within a radius. Looks like Tu An hit the jackpot this time. Because in the beast taming world, innate talents have 9 ranks, ED, D+, BASX Legendary, and SSS from lowest to highest. SSS rank is called the Peak Beast Tamer, but myth-level innate talent is basically unheard of. According to the Heavenly Eye of Revelation's ability intro, nothing within a certain range can escape Tu An's sight. Baek Tu An's power kicked in immediately. The Heavenly Eye of Revelation directly revealed others' ranks to him. The results were all over the place. Some were A rank, some D rank, some petty thieves, and some just random nobodies. With this power, Tu An started hypothesizing. If he fought, he could fully grasp the opponent's innate talent, beast abilities, weaknesses, and kill skills. Of course, his chances of winning would skyrocket. This is what they call a battle eye that sees through everything. Tu An got curious and checked everyone's ranks, including the awakened Divine Stone block. After reading the info, he couldn't believe the awakened Divine Stone block was actually a disguised divine beast. Tu An wondered if the 9 Provinces Federation leader knew about this. If they did, it meant everything was part of their plan. Otherwise, if they didn't know and just treated the ancient tree life seed like a treasure, things would unfold differently. Right now, the Divine Stone block was in hibernation. If it awakened, the 9 provinces would be shaken to their core. Let's put that aside for now. The exam required all awakened candidates to stabilize and start registering their awakening status. One guy named Hao Kwang Nam, just like Bach Tu An said, the moment they announced the results was a godsend spotlight moment. He confidently placed his hand on the testing machine, waiting for the system to loudly declare Bach Tu An achieved mythical level talent. But life isn't always smooth. Sometimes glitches pop up right at the crucial moments. After scanning, the system announced he only reached A-level intuition talent. While Tu An was confused by this result, the testing machine then said it couldn't accurately assess because the candidate exceeded A-level. To stop the rumors, Old O stepped up as the exam representative to explain. Usually, the machine can only evaluate beast taming talents below S rank. Since Baklin City hasn't had anyone reach such a high level in ages, it's no surprise people didn't know. The awakening process that creates talent imprints is linked to A-level intuition talent. So Tu An must be an S rank super intuition talent. He was basically born with a head start. Grandpa Kan Sung is a diamond-level beast tamer. Now Tu An has awakened S-rank beast taming talent. After confirming the results, Bach Kan Sung was already waiting for Tu An at the Sky Gate. While Tu An was beating himself up for missing the chance to build his inner beast space, Kan Sung was all smiles, because to him, upgrading from A to rare S-level talent was the real win. With the City Lord's resources helping Tu An quickly build, his beast taming space wasn't a big deal, so he didn't need to stress about it. For this mythical level talent, Tu An had to keep it completely secret, even from family. With the predictive power of the Heavenly Eye, Tu An wanted to test out this ability a bit. First up, intelligence gathering. Intelligence lets him see through enemies without limits on their strength, plus, Tu An could detect treasures. If he centers himself within a 10-meter radius, no treasure could escape his sight. Surely as his power grows, his detection range will expand. He might even cover the whole world, becoming an all-knowing god. Just thinking about it made his face glow with pure hype. Suddenly, another anomaly appeared. This time, the Phoenix bright flame of the Phoenix form showed up. This is the anomaly of the Phoenix level talent. Looks like this generation of the Phoenix family is just as strong as the Bach family. Tu An originally planned to show off in front of Huang Thienvu and maybe get a good look at her bruised ego. But sadly, both Tu An and Thienvu are S-rank, so their powers are basically equal. The drama he wanted to build got snuffed out before it even started. So Tu An asked Bach Kan Sung for permission to head home first. But now that Tu An has awakened S-rank talent, it's inevitable that bad guys will plot against him. To prepare for the worst, Bach Kan Sung sent Bach Chi and Bach Thuok golden-level beast tamers to escort and protect his nephew. Before heading home, Kan Sung carefully handed Tu An the treasure vault key so he could use the spirit jade inside to build his inner beast space. The spirit jade contains spirit jade energy, a valuable item for the growth of beast taming space under normal conditions. Only when a beast tamer breaks through to a new realm do they need to use spirit jade to advance. Because even a single ordinary spirit jade block costs at least 1,000,009 continents currency. Though insanely pricey, not just anyone with cash can snag one. The three of them immediately headed back to the Lord's mansion. Bai Shang and Bai took up guard duty outside, while Tu An went solo into the treasury vault. Tu An couldn't help but be shocked by its scale. This place stored hundreds of years' worth of treasures from the Bai family. Everything stored here was rare and precious, like this illusion waste core pearl. It showed up at an auction 5 years ago. Big clans fought tooth and nail over it, blood spilled and all. In the end, Bai easily snagged it for 150 million. After a while, Tu An finally found the spirit jade. The Bai family had collected dozens of blocks, each roughly 300 blocks per unit. Converted to 9 continents currency, that's about 300 million. The Bai family is seriously loaded. Usually the strength of a beast tamer's space is directly tied to their innate talent. When a beast tamer with an S-tier talent builds their space, they need just 1 block of spirit jade. For an S rank, it's about 30 blocks. Tu An's mythic level talent probably requires 200 to 300 blocks. He wasn't sure yet, but these boxes should be enough. While Tu An was still wondering about the exact number, the Heavenly Tao immediately gave him the answer. This ability is pretty flashy. Maybe the mythic talent's Eye of Revelation hides a ton of powers Tu An hasn't discovered yet. But for now, he had to focus on building his beast tamer space first. And of course, someone as competitive as him would choose the highest level, the perfect mythic beast tamer space. This rank consumes 999 blocks of spirit jade. Ever since news of Tu An awakening his S-tier talent spread through the Lord's mansion, he's gotten countless postcards. Probably because the nobles saw Tu An as a prodigy and wanted to quickly make connections. A week passed, and Tu An was still in the vault. It seems that building the beast tamer space and the energy drain for his S-tier talent took way longer than usual. Soon the clan sensed Tu An's presence. Finally, his space was complete. The space was pretty epic, exceeding even Tu An's expectations. According to textbooks, the first time a beast tamer creates their space, it's a white space, about 10 square feet. But Tu An's space could hold at least 1,000 white spaces, plus mountains and water, and that's not all. His space even had bonus effects. Usually beast tamer spaces don't have bonus effects. Only in extremely special cases do bonus effects appear. Tu An's space didn't just have 3 bonus effects. Each bonus effect contained a rebellious heaven world beast. There's a rule: the stronger a dragon beast's potential, the longer its growth cycle. Many beast tamers died before their dragon beasts could reach their true power. But in Tu An's space, those powerful dragon beasts would mature quickly. With just one of these bonus effects, Tu An could become the youngest, strongest genius beast tamer around. In history, the beast tamer could effectively eliminate negative traits. If the dragon beast got controlled during battle, poisoned, frozen, or burned to the point of losing fighting ability, just put it into the beast tamer's space and release it, and you'd get a lively dragon beast in top condition. Lastly, this space has the power to unlock latent talents. But the third side effect is, it makes the beast reckless toward everything around it. A dragon beast's talent is fixed from birth. Only top-tier treasures can boost or change their talent. Or Tu An's new space can directly release hidden Tianfu without a limit on the number of times. The mythic level Beast Tamer space was built by burning through 999 spirit jade stars, making it seriously elite and way more special than others. The total cost for creating this space was about 1,900,000,000. Luckily, Tu An was born into a rich family, but a normal family would hardly be able to handle things like this. After Tu An successfully created an extremely wonderful space, the Bach family was waiting for him outside the treasury. He hadn't eaten or drunk anything for a whole week inside, so once freed, Tu An immediately dug into a feast. Tu An is inherently a good grandson, so when he does anything, he always informs his grandfather. Of course, he didn't hide the fact that he spent all 999 spirit jade stars building this space. Bach Sung took the news like a lightning strike. Luckily, the Bach family is loaded, otherwise, they'd have disowned this reckless grandson. Just learned that Kim Van-gu with red eyes, Kan Sung's diamond-level dragon beast laid eggs a while ago. If Tu An liked them, he could sign a contract to turn one into his dragon beast. After recharging his energy, Tu An and his grandpa headed to the dragon beast egg storage. The Bach family is a water element dragon beast clan. That's why the first dragon beasts their generations got were all water element. The Bach family's generations relied on their clan's resources to become powerful beast tamers, standing tall in the ranks. In just a short time, the two of them moved to the dragon beast egg reserve designed specifically for the clan's descendants. The eggs came in all kinds, from the worst low-grade silver to top-tier ones that could grow into golden level. Bach Sung only needed to clap his hands, and Kim Van-nu with diamond-level red eyes immediately appeared and gave Tu An 2 eggs. As soon as he looked at them, he could see them. One egg was purple, quartz-colored, but in Bach Sung's eyes, it was a flawed egg because its shape was pretty dull. Bright, but gloomy. Its vitality was seriously weak, and its survival chances were super low. However, Tin Kai Chinan said this was the smartest water element dragon beast egg in the entire Vanchu world. So, Tu An still insisted on choosing it. Bach Sung respected his nephew's opinion, but he still needed approval from Kim Van-gu, the red-eyed dragon beast mother. Not only did she agree to give the egg, but she also gifted her master Lam to Tu An because he chose them. The weak, dragon beast egg, and Master Lam can boost the water element dragon beast's root power on its body by 10%. After getting the eggs, Tu An rolled up his sleeves and started his first task incubating the dragon beast eggs. The white unicorn ox and the Taurus owner with red eyes dropped into a pool, then added some special nutrients to it. Quickly, the dragon beast egg absorbed all the nutrients and started showing signs of evolving from stage A to the next step. Then, it signed a contract with the white unicorn fish. After a successful summoning, the dragon beast's mark began to bloom, securing a pact with the white unicorn fish from An, and stored it in the mythical beast's space to train. The white unicorn fish quickly activated the space's side effects, awakening a new talent, and in just 1 month, it reached S-tier power and upgraded its clear water corrosion skill to purple. Its aptitude also jumped from first-class amethyst to mid-level monarch. This power left everyone stunned, but because the white unicorn fish is so unique, other water-type dragon beasts weren't a match for it. Without dueling higher-tier dragon beasts, it's unlikely the white unicorn fish could quickly master the black iron level. The dragon beast system ranks are as follows: Entry, Iron, Silver, Gold, Diamond, Amethyst, Monarch, Epic, Legendary, and God entry. These are the levels before full mastery, divided into 9 tiers. Once a dragon beast matures, it enters the Black Iron rank, where evolution becomes possible. Bottom line, training outside is mandatory for all dragon beasts. After some thought, Anne decided to head to Zhuhe City. The 10,000 Stars world has 7 main cities, each with smaller satellite cities orbiting them, and wanted to go to Zhuhe City, one of the smaller cities. The white unicorn there has a volcano, home to a fire-type dragon beast species called Chi Zhu Fire, or Fire Bearers. These dragon beasts usually rank at entry level, with slightly better aptitude, fitting perfectly for training the white unicorn fish. Bai Shuo and An headed to the White Unicorn City train station to start their journey. By bad luck, they ran into Phoenix Tianyu there. But now, they had nothing to say to each other, since both had awakened S-tier talents, and their rivalry was on fire. Anne had been avoiding Tianyu since awakening, which pissed her off, so she kept spouting nonsense to stir up misunderstandings. Bai Shuo found her annoying, and immediately stepped in to face the golden-level Beast Tamer. Only then did Tianyu stop her crazy antics. She kept dragging things out because she still wanted to settle the score with An. She was dead set on one more fight. After enrolling, she wanted to duel Anne using beast guns for a real showdown. Phoenix Tianyu was seriously competitive. If Anne hadn't made a deal with two elders, he would have already thrown down with her hard. The train was arriving. Anne got ready to board, heading to Zhuhe City. The wild lands between the main and satellite cities were super dangerous. Those areas were crawling with dragon beasts. Besides the Beast Tamer teams, hardly anyone dared to roam alone in the wild. But people still needed to travel between cities. So, special transport vehicles that could move through nature were transformed from dragon beasts. Locals called them skyborn carts. Their bodies are as tough as steel, with insane defense stretching hundreds of meters long. Even a mosquito bite could turn into a whole carriage. The higher the rank, the safer the heavenly beast ride, so naturally, the ticket prices get steeper. Of course, a rich guy like Tu An would pick the best top-tier ride without a second thought. He confidently stepped into the Heavenly Beast ride, expecting first-class seating, but weirdly he only got a second-class ticket. Bai Chung-sung was torn when Tu An decided to go out and live like a regular person, to experience more of the outside world, fearing his nephew might get played by others. But Tu An's just got the body of a young, fit Bai Zian. Though his soul's already hit the 40-year mark. Still, he's confident he can handle life solo with no help. On this trip, Tu An shared a carriage with students from the Mineral Beast Taming Academy. They were pretty loud, catching Tu An's attention. Using his heavenly eye, he scoped out their abilities. And the harsh truth was, their ranks sucked. Even after a year of training, their beasts hadn't even hit the Black Iron tier. But among them was a standout, a gray-haired girl sitting right in front of Tu An. She had a mysterious willow luck power at rank S, and she could steal others' luck. Once during a demonstration, another female student was walking normally, but suddenly face-planted hard on the ground, right as she passed the gray-haired girl. This gray-haired girl had the same power rank as Tu An, but for some reason, she didn't register at any Bailam City branch in Mineral City and chose to study at a small city's Beast Taming Academy instead. This piqued Tu An's curiosity. So, when the train stopped at Zhuhua City, he immediately told Bai Ji to dig up info on the gray-haired girl. Tu An's weird move made Bai Ji suspect his master had caught a serious crush on the girl. But the truth was, he wanted to recruit her. It all came down to the Bai family name. Having a talent like her would seriously boost the clan's power. While Bai Zhe took on the new mission, Tu An went hunting for fire beasts all over Zhuhua City. These beasts were everywhere, making it a prime chance for Bai Lin Yu to level up. Without wasting time, Tu An sent his dragon beast into battle against the fire spiders, exceeding expectations. Bai Lin Yu took down all the enemies with just a few strikes. Tu An was proud. His Tier 3 dragon beast quickly wiped out 4 Tier 5 fire spiders. Normally the highest water charge attack would only leave a tiny hole in a fire spider's head, but Bai Lin Yu charred them black, turning them into roasted spiders. With that done, Tu An had to find tougher opponents for Bai Lin Yu. Because only fighting stronger beasts would push evolution and skill honing. Bai Lin Yu had 5 total levels. Without grinding and skill development, it'd stay stuck at the lowest tier. Training a dragon beast was like training a swordsman. A beginner swordsman can only chop through a bamboo stalk, but one who's endured harsh training over time, mastering the craft to perfection, can easily split a massive mountain in two. That's the difference in skill levels within the same type. Different dragon beasts wielding the same skill will produce varying effects and power. In the blink of an eye, 2 weeks had flown by. White orchid fish kept grinding, battling those fire spiders, and thankfully, things were looking super positive. At this pace, just 1 more week and White Orchid Fish could hit level 9. Meanwhile, White Finger had wrapped up the investigation on that silver-haired girl. Her name's Kyu Kokbach. Her parents died in a car crash. Right now she's got no blood relatives around, and none of her extended family dare to take her in. Her parents left behind a mountain of debt at home. If she hadn't awakened her talent in time, she probably would have been sold off by now. Since starting school, bad luck has been following her everywhere, big or small. That's why classmates and teachers keep their distance. Luckily, Kokbok's tough as nails and hasn't let fate crush her. After school, Kwokbok picked up part-time jobs to cover living expenses and chip away at her parents' debts. Her dual-natured power only brought bad vibes and a string of misfortune. From what Whitefinger heard, Kokbok's called a talent awakener student. People just casually say that after she awakened, all the machines started malfunctioning. The staff were in a rush and didn't want to swap out the machines for checks, fearing downtime. So Kokbok technically has a forced talent level, but she actually hit S rank in a flash. Tu An decided to recruit Kwokbok, so he ordered Whitefinger to clear all her debts in Mineral City and transfer her to the Beast Taming Academy in White Orchid City. This chivalrous move made Whitefinger suspicious, and now even more doubtful. Everyone thought Tu An was just a clueless idiot, but behind that messy head was a well-crafted plan. Just then, Kokbok came running to Tu An, barely escaping a fire spider. Seizing this once-in-a-lifetime chance, Tu An summoned Silver Ox immediately to save the damsel. Making a killer first impression on Kokbok, Whitefinger realized this was fate and quickly left the romantic yet intense moment to the two. When Tu An asked about her situation, they learned Kokbok got separated from her friends after they ran into a mutated fire spider. Hearing this, every curious cell in Tu An's body started firing up. He was hyped about this new stuff because it was a golden opportunity for White Orchid Fish to level up. Overexcited Tu An couldn't help but grab Kokbok's hand tight, but she pulled away worried she'd bring him bad luck. Still, Tu An refused to let go because this was part of his plan to impress her. Getting Kokbok to lead him to the mutated spider served two purposes. First, giving White Orchid Fish a chance to train, and second, showing off his own strength to her. Once Kokbok saw Tu An's badass spider-slaying skills, she wouldn't doubt him and would pledge loyalty to the young master of the city lord's mansion. This is just the male strategy Tu An cooked up. Whether it'll work is still up in the air, but it seems like he's pretty proud of this campaign. The two of them headed to the mutant heat spider's cave, but strangely, the chance of a low-level mutated dragon beast showing up has always been super low. And it doesn't stop there. This mutant spider even has two talents, so there might be some treasure hidden in this cave. Tu An didn't hesitate, and summoned the silverfish to fight, taking the role of support from behind, while the dragon beast launched the initial attack. The white unicorn fish used a water charge to knock down some of the fire spiders around the attack zone. That woke up the fire spiders' frenzy, and they started to fight back. When the mutant leader showed up, the white unicorn fish switched to using the water flow break. The mutant leader fired the first shot back, unleashing a barrage of fire bubbles to attack the white unicorn fish. To dodge, Tu An ordered his dragon beast to use the swift flow skill. This skill significantly boosts the white unicorn fish's speed before unleashing the finishing move. It had to clear all obstacles around in a split second. It wiped out all the fire spiders. This move seemed like a challenge to the mutant leader, so it started using its signature move, combining spider silk with high heat to melt objects and cut through hard materials. The white unicorn fish wasn't backing down. It kept blasting water flows to attack the mutant spider's legs. The power was pretty insane, and it looked like the many-legged opponent was starting to show signs of damage. Based on the pace, the white unicorn fish had a huge advantage since water beats fire, giving it a natural edge. Tu An was sure the silverfish would win. The only problem was how smoothly things were going. He feared the dragon beast wouldn't level up. The fight dragged on. The mutant spider kept shooting silk at the white unicorn fish. Even though the white unicorn fish could easily dodge the silk attacks, every strike from the fire spider left behind sticky webs. Over time, the webs nearly covered the entire spider's nest. The white unicorn fish's movements got heavily restricted. Because of that, the white unicorn fish took some hits. If this kept up, the whole situation could flip upside down. Tu An decided to have the white unicorn fish use the clear water corrosion to finish the fight. The white unicorn fish gathered energy to form 9 water jets, simultaneously attacking the mutant spider and knocking it out cold, securing the win. But the white unicorn fish was exhausted and couldn't hold on any longer. It also passed out. Tu An called his dragon beast back. It had successfully reached the 9th level of the immortal flow. After letting the white unicorn fish rest, Tu An and Kwokbok ventured deeper to check out the loot. While Tu An held the knife, the gray-haired girl immediately snatched it from his hand and moved closer to the mutant spider to investigate inside it. From what Tu An knew, only a treasure genius had the power to mutate a fire spider like this, so it definitely had to be inside this cave. While Tu An was still fiddling around, Kwokbok found the awakening core inside the mutant fire spider's body. This divine stone contained the essence of awakening and could help a spirit beast's talent awaken a rare treasure for sure. Looks like the talent of fate that Kwok Bok has is super useful for treasure hunting. Looks like Thien Fu Lian's luck, with Kwok Bach, plays a huge role in treasure hunting. Since Tu An hadn't gotten the chance to use the Heavenly Eye of Kai, yet Kwok Bok had already found the rarest gem in the cave. But putting that aside for now, Tu An held the divine stone and examined it for a while. From what he knew before, he had only seen two types of items that could awaken innate talents. One was the divine stone that awakened talents in the 9 Provinces Federation, and the other was his own beast taming space. Usually items that can fully awaken innate talents are top-tier treasures in the 9 Provinces Federation, so he decided to keep this a secret. Gotta admit, Kwok Bok's luck wasn't bad at all. But facing such a jackpot, Tu An had to think long and hard before making a move. However, it seemed like Kwok Bok didn't care much about this since she was still busy exploring the mutated spider corpse on the other side. While Kwok Bok was starting to see Tu An in a better light, he took the chance to invite her over to Bok's place to hang out. Kwok Bok was pretty surprised by the invite because everyone else had treated her like a monster before, but now Tu An was acting totally different from the rest. She agreed to the invite, her face lighting up with genuine happiness. Meanwhile, Tu An sneaked over to the mutated spider to grab some of its eggs. But the eggs from the mutated fire spider were all deformed. This meant a completely new spider species was about to emerge. Still, if used right, he could raise a special kind of dragon beast that would bring huge benefits to the Bok family. Tu An carefully picked out several eggs and let Kwok Bok choose one that met the conditions to join the Bok family. He had solid reasons for doing this, because through the heavenly eye of Kai, Tu An had already realized that Kwok Bok's stone pond larva had pretty low growth potential, and it would never match her beast taming talent. If Kwok Bok wanted to switch dragon beasts, she had to break the contract between her and the stone pond larva. This was normal since contracts with low-level dragon beasts just weren't suitable for fighting anymore, so beast tamers had to pick bigger, stronger dragon beasts to match their own power. There are 2 ways for a beast tamer to break a contract with a dragon beast. One is forcibly canceling the contract and then releasing the dragon beast. The second harsher way is to kill the dragon beast to join the Bok family. Kwok Bok decided to pick a new dragon beast. She blindly picked an egg, and when she cracked it open, it turned out to be the one with the best potential. If Kwok Bok chose the first method, it would cause the dragon beast to rebel against the beast tamer, sometimes even risking their life. But if she chose the second method, the safety level would be higher since the chance of rebellion was super low. But because it was so brutal, beast tamers usually avoided this method. Having bonded with the stone pond larva for a while, Kwok Bok couldn't just kill it coldly. She chose to break the contract. Though it affected her health, she kept her dragon beast safe. Looks like Tu An's plan was on point. That night, the two of them went to the Bamboo Fire Market's black market to check out some items. He randomly stopped by a divine stone stall, scoped things out, and paid 9,000 for a stone. But the shop owner wasn't happy with that price, so Tu An and the old man started arguing. The owner got so pissed that, you can't really blame Tu An for throwing water everywhere during the fight. The surface of this spirit stone was already pretty beat up, but he still decided to buy it because with his sensing skills, Tu An knew its abilities weren't bad at all. You could call it a treasure. Looks like the owner saw Tu An wanted the stone, so he slapped on a friendly price of 90,000, which was 10 times what Tu An originally offered. That price was straight up robbery, so he just turned and walked off without looking back. Right at that moment, the owner slashed the price from 90,000 down to 10,000. A fair deal, so Tu An pulled out his power card to pay, but then some dude swaggered over and offered 20,000 for the spirit stone. That guy was the mayor's nephew of Bamboo City, Chu Ji Ni. His whole vibe screamed shady. There wasn't a single decent feature on his face. If he wanted to snatch the deal, Tu An wasn't afraid to throw down a life-or-death showdown to settle it before the battle. Tu An used the heavenly eye to scout his opponent a bit. From a quick look, this guy wasn't a pushover, especially since his red flame hound had reached mid-level black iron rank. Chu Ji Ni quickly sent his beast to attack Tu An. With his quick reflexes, Tu An dodged and protected the white cup. After making sure the jelly was safe, he planned his counterattack. For someone always shielded by his clan like Tu An, a life-or-death fight against a beast tamer like this was super rare. Plus, it was black iron rank, so he was determined to fight to the bitter end. Ji kept ordering the red flame hound to strike. Tu An didn't rush to counter, but kept dodging. This made the mayor's nephew furious. Seeing him getting impatient, Tu An decided to face him head-on like he wanted. When the red flame hound charged, Tu An grabbed its head, spun it around dozens of times, then slammed it down so it crashed to the ground. The red flamehound quickly recovered and unleashed the fire stream attack, flames targeting Tu An relentlessly. Tu An swiftly dodged and summoned the white unicorn fish to fight back. This fight was heating up, so Genie took advantage of Tu An's distraction and used the flaming fire snake to attack from behind. Too bad for him, Tu An and the white unicorn fish dodged it. Looks like the climax is here. The red flamehound launched the flame burst move, surrounding its prey with fireballs that slowly exploded like time bombs. The white unicorn fish quickly got caught in the trap. Chu Ni was sure he had the win in the bag, but he jumped the gun on that conclusion. The white unicorn fish suddenly burst out of the flames and immediately slapped the red flamehound right in the face with its shiny tail. That hit sent Genie's dragon beast flying straight into the chicken coop. No more dogs, now it's snakes. The flaming fire snake tried to attack the white unicorn fish, but before it could do anything, the fish created a water tornado and slammed the snake's head into the ground. Chu Genie went from cocky to shaking in fear at the white unicorn fish's power. Being a dirty player when he couldn't win fair and square, he switched to using a knife, but you can't outsmart Whitefinger. She suddenly appeared and kicked Chu Ni hard, making stars explode in his eyes. Tu An quickly closed the deal and bought the spirit stone. Thoch quickly rushed back to check the secret message sent by Kang Sung. Earlier he had asked his grandpa to gather all the documents on the evolution of the Luan Hu line, and today his grandpa had Bach bring them over. Originally, Tu An didn't plan to use the Bach family's evolution secret. Instead, he chose super intuition to create a new evolution method. Though this method was kinda risky for his life, Bach Kang Sung still deeply respected and trusted Tu An. He was fully committed to supporting him. From what Bach Lan Gu showed, it had surpassed the black iron level and was ready for its first evolution. If Tu An relies on the Bach family's evolutionary secret, the white lionfish will eventually evolve into the red spear, Kim Van Gu. But that smartass K Tri Nyan handed Tu An an evolution secret he couldn't refuse. That is the stick from the Enju Hoa Kin Tu Kin to the stick from the stick to the stick. After going through 9 evolutions, the white unicorn Nengu will become the legendary beast Nu Tree King and the Sky. Tu An happily called Bach Lan Gu over, but it got a little too excited and slammed straight into his back. The force was so insane that his spine felt like it was gonna snap in half. Because of that wild move, Tu An grabbed Bach Lan Gu's head and forced it to evolve immediately as punishment for its roughness. After a while of, and focusing on adding this and subtracting that, the white unicorn fish successfully evolved. But it seemed like every time a dragon beast evolved, its powers, appearance, and size all changed. The tiny Bach Lan Gu had transformed into a massive, colossal, ancient dragonfish. Because of this side effect, Tu An had to find a bigger room or else he'd get crushed by his own dragon beast. Besides the earlier letter, Kang Sung also sent Tu An some info about the Than Nguyen Road in Siksuk City. Tu An planned to check out if there were any useful treasures for Bach there. Tu An and Kok Bach traveled from Truk Hoa City to Xich Ditch City. The two kept scouting the markets for anything valuable. But Tu An searched the whole market and couldn't find a single precious item. At the same time, Tu An overheard 2 young guys chatting about an upcoming auction in the city. Word was there'd be diamond-grade resources attracting a ton of people, especially since the male city lord would show up. A guy known for roaming around collecting diamond-grade treasures. Looks like snagging Than Nguyen Road's loot would be tough this time. While Tu An was still scoping the area, Kok Bach suddenly darted to a street stall. After checking it out, she picked up a stone. This was the Hai Quang fruit, a diamond-grade material. It was a high-end item, but Kok Bach had no clue. She wanted to buy it just because it sparkled so pretty. The heavens gave Tu An a heads up, and when he realized it was a treasure, he immediately asked to buy it. The stall owner's starting price was 30 million Juzhou Jing. For Tu An, 30 million to get a diamond-grade resource was a total steal. But to the old owner, this stone was just another ordinary rock. He thought Tu An was just trying to show off to impress a girl, so he threw out a random price. Of course, Tu An ended up profiting big time. Just then, a dragon beast with an intimidating aura appeared in the sky that was the Phoenix Crown Cloud Medicine Seed of Bach Kang Sung, living up to its reputation. He's known as a diamond-level Beast Tamer. The moment Bach Kang Sung arrived in Siku City, he was greeted by the Red Old Demon. Bach Kang Sung didn't mind the long trip. He came from An to smoothly secure the Than Nguyen Lo on the first day. On the second day in Siku City, the Bach family duo headed to the auction hall, determined to win the Than Nguyen Lo. Lam Dong Li, the city lord of Lam Lam City, cut into their conversation. She was accompanied by her granddaughter Chi Kui. That's why she's been traveling everywhere to gather diamond-grade resources. The herbalist plans to use those items to heal the girl. Bach Kan Sung fully understood Lam Dong Li's situation, but she accused the Bach duo of trying to threaten her over it. Seeing Lam Dong Li get heated, Kan Sung proposed a deal to ease the tension between them. Obviously, whoever offers more money gets the Than Vien Lo. But if Bach Kan Sung wins the diamond-grade item, he'll sell a fake Hue Kwang stone to Lam Dong Li for the same auction price. Suddenly, Tu An interrupted his grandfather, and everyone thought he'd disagree, but surprisingly, he wanted to gift the whole stone to the herbalist's granddaughter. What was supposed to be a sale turned into a gift, leaving Bach Kan Sung speechless at his grandson's move. Since childhood, Tu An hasn't been one to chase after girls, so it wasn't some reckless crush. But if he did, like Lam's granddaughter Kan Sung wouldn't approve, she's way too frail. No matter what, since Tu An wanted to give Chi Kui the gift, Kan Sung didn't stop him. Because Lam Dong Li accepted this huge gift, she wouldn't fight the Bach family over the Than Vien Lo anymore. It seemed like Tu An wasted a diamond-grade item, but actually everything was under his control through the Tian Kai Chin Han. Tu An rated Chi Kui highly. Despite her frailty, she had an epic-level long beast system space that could be enhanced into a talent. If she could overcome her illness, she'd be a prodigy. The auction officially kicked off. The first item was a golden-grade long beast egg from the Rock Eagle, starting at 1 million. Everyone in the hall shook their heads because this type of long beast is super hard to raise and train, but someone dropped a full million Chinese yuan to snag it, none other than Tu An. He recognized the egg's potential. Looks like the auction house's high-end scanner misjudged the egg's grade, because according to Tian Kai Chin Han, it's actually amethyst grade, not gold. These two grades are worlds apart, so Tu An just scored another big win. The auction went on. An hour passed. Then came the final item, the Than Vien Lo, the one everyone wanted. Bids started at 10 million, then 30 million, slowly climbing to 50 million, then 100 million. The numbers skyrocketed exponentially. Tu An was determined to win this item because it was the key to awakening his talent. Next flashback to when he held the original awakening stone taken from a mutated spider's corpse. The Heavenly Tao revealed the best way to use that stone. Method 1, always carry the stone on you. After some time, there's a guaranteed chance to awaken a talent from rank E up, only once a year. Method 2, directly use the original stone. The gap between them is like night and day, so this deal from Tu An is already in the black. The auction keeps going. 1 hour passes. Finally, the last auction item arrives, and it's the Than Vien Lo that everyone's been eyeing. Someone already bid. 10 million, 30 million, then slowly climbing to 50 million, then 100. The numbers just keep skyrocketing. Tu An is dead set on snagging this. This item is the key to awakening his Tianfu. Second flashback to when he used the original stone to awaken from the mutated spider's corpse. Tian Dao showed him how to use that stone effectively. The first method is to always carry the stone. After some time, there's a chance to awaken the Tianfu from level E up to D. It can be used once a year. The second method is to directly give the original stone. Effective. The first method is to always carry the stone with you. After a period of influence, there will be a rate of consciousness. Certain natural talents range from pressure level to D, can be used once a year. The second method is to directly inject primeval stones. Awakening the Kam into his own body grants a certain chance to unlock innate talent from grade C to A, usable once every 5 years. The third method is to keep the stone as the main ingredient, and add Ha-Mi turmeric, Diep Than Vien Lo, with Thien, Vien Le, and other things, to create an awakening solution. This method has a certain rate of awakening talents from S to SS level. In the Bach family's treasury, there are Than Vien Le and artist Hachi Diep. The only thing missing was a highway, so An asked his grandfather to find out. This is the reason he is present at this auction. Currently, the amount to own Than Vien Le is 500 million, and the bidder is Duke Duong. He really wants to own this stone because it can help him advance to the diamond level. It's time for Bach Kan Dung to take action. He gave another price, specifically 700 million. Duke did not give up. He continued to increase the amount to 800 million. Bach Kan Chong had no choice but to use the title of Diamond Level Beastmaster to put pressure on him. Finally, Than Vien depends on Bach Jia at a price of 900 million, extremely expensive. Everyone was surprised to see City Lord Lam not participating in this auction, and the chained old devil was not on the list. While Tu An was admiring the spoils of war, two old men on this side were discussing something. then decide on good days and months. Exactly 3 days later, Tu An and the niece of Chithon Master will fight a transition battle. Go to the city lord's palace. This is the Book of Lei, the granddaughter of the old devil, who will determine victory or defeat with Tu An. Originally, the old devil let his granddaughter fight Tu An because he wanted to find a potential dragon beast to give diamonds to his granddaughter, on the condition that she must win against Tu An. Bach Can's pet here also advised his grandson very carefully. As long as An wins this time, he will have the opportunity to enter the cave to find a dragon beast. The two old men seemed very tense, determined to determine victory or defeat, but contrary to the old devil's imagination, the moment they see Tu An, they're captivated by his handsome looks. Still, the humans can clearly tell who's enemy and who's their grandpa. The battle goes on as planned, with Shikshuksuk Nya launching the first attack. Tu An summons his white shadow, ancient unicorn fish to fight. His dragon beast is kinda weird. The white shadow ancient unicorn fish has turned into a cute little ball, not badass like other species. This was Tu An's mistake because during evolution, he skipped the elastic core that lets dragon beasts shapeshift sizes. So, when the white shadow ancient unicorn fish shrinks, it just looks like a sphere. Sik Suknya doesn't hesitate and strikes back immediately. Tu An orders the white shadow ancient unicorn fish to fire its water gun attack. Even though the white shadow ancient unicorn fish is kinda chubby, its power is insane. One hit knocked the opponent down. After evolving, the firing speed and strength of the water gun increased massively. Sensing trouble, she summons another dragon beast, this time a grade 9 golden claw eagle, a flying dragon beast circling Tu An. They might try to attack from both sides to overwhelm him, but he just stands still, not responding, making Bach Kansung super worried. But this is Bach Tu An. He definitely has a plan for what's coming next. He realizes that the protective shield isn't just for silver rank users. As long as you've got the skills, you can use it. In Tu An's space, there's an insanely huge amount of spiritual energy. Next, he's gonna pull out this killer move to block the opponent's attack. Tu An uses elastic core energy to transform the white shadow ancient Keelin fish into a massive, colossal dragon beast, then goes straight in with a water gun attack. This huge form totally caught the red old demon and the White Realm cultists off guard, and they were even more shocked when Tu An's dragon beast took down the golden general, with just one move, breaking its wing and crashing it to the ground. Losing this round, the red human schemer quickly cooked up another plan. She ordered the red fierce claw to unleash the blazing fire strike and immediately slam Bach Tu An to death. The white shadow ancient Keelin fish appeared and fired back with the water gun, helping Tu An's water jets overpower the flames and sweep the red human away. In the end, all three got trapped inside a water bubble. That was basically game over. After a fierce struggle, the red human finally begged for mercy. In this battle, the red old demon kept his promise. Since Tu An won, he'd be allowed into the Red House Valley to find a dragon beast, but White Realm cultists weren't allowed to join. The red old demon did this because he thought Tu An was too green to tell good beasts from bad. Turns out he was dead wrong. Tu An's got a natural instinct that's insanely sharp, way more powerful than the discernment skills of a cultist, like 100,000 times stronger. The red old demon unlocked the red Nakuk's password and gave Tu An exactly 1 hour to pick a dragon beast. After that, whether he found one or not, he'd have to leave, and the human spy would be watching him the whole time. Tu An slowly stepped into the red Nakuk. This place is a fragment of a dead star. The red Nakuk used secret techniques to forge it into a small secret realm. Fire energy is overflowing here, but steadily draining. The first dragon beast Tu An encountered was the red fierce claw. This species has both wind and fire attributes, but they probably don't like Tu An much. Or maybe they straight up hate him, cause suddenly a whole pack charged at Tu An. Luckily, the red immediate used a command token to stop their attack. Makes sense, since Tu An's a water energy user showing up here is like pouring water into a frying pan full of oil. After a quick scan with the heavenly eye, Tu An saw these beasts were all diamond tier, so he decided to stay for another hour. But even after picking around, Tu An still wasn't satisfied with any dragon beast. Looks like diamond tier dragon beasts are the highest grade in this system. Though none caught his eye, Tu An could take a diamond tier beast's fur and trade it to the Bach family. That way he wouldn't lose out. The surprise came at the 59th minute. Tu An spotted a mutated red fierce claw with wildly colorful fur, totally different from the rest of the pack. He saw it had a rare talent at the officer level and carried some seriously unique skills. Usually fire-type mutated dragon beasts drop other attributes and keep only pure fire. Because of that, they benefit from the sun's flames growing super fast, but the sun's flames also demand huge amounts of fire energy, seriously damaging their core. If they can heal that core damage, they can level up to epic status. This is the treasure Tu An's been hunting for, but this mutated Fierce Claw doesn't seem to be on the same wavelength. The mutated Zichdich follows Tu An's lead. If it's not satisfied, Tu An will tempt it with a sweet deal, a fire element refined stone. He offers a pact: as long as the Zichdich agrees to follow, it'll get to see these treasures every day. It might even own more of these refined stones than anyone else. The mutated Zichdich isn't greedy for wealth, but whoever offers the most riches gets its loyalty. Living in luxury, how could it say no? But Tu An also worries about a worst-case scenario. The old Zichlao Kui is a pro at raising Zichdich. He'll definitely see through this. The rare mutated Zichdich is a precious treasure, so the old man will likely oppose this deal outright. To be safe, Tu An decides to sign the contract right at Sistia Valley to avoid any hassle. Before the shipper could even stop him, Tu An starts the negotiation, but he didn't expect the mutated Zichdich to directly absorb his water element energy. That was fast. Realizing the situation was bad, he used fire spirit energy to block it. Luckily, she stopped it just in time. Otherwise, Tu An would have been drained dry by the mutated dragon beast. It got a bit messy, but the contract was finally sealed. With that done, Tu An stashed it in his beast taming space. The mutated Zichdich kept clutching the fire element refined stone, unaware it was about to activate the heavenly revelation eye space, which started weakening its water attacks. At the same time, it boosted Tu An's power by using its fire element skills. Right now, Tu An owes Nan Nge a favor, because without her fire spirit energy, today's contract wouldn't have gone so smoothly. But she just doesn't want Tu An to die here. If anything happens, she wouldn't know how to explain it to the Bach family. And she definitely doesn't want a war breaking out between the two clans. Exactly 1 hour later, the two of them left Zichnya Valley. Tu An still hadn't fully recovered his strength, so he was pretty weak. Kanjung saw his nephew's condition and got seriously worried. After asking around, he found out his nephew had just signed a contract with the Dragon Beast right inside Bachkanzung Valley. He couldn't believe how reckless his nephew's decision was. But that shock paled compared to the fact that Tu An also signed a contract with the mutated Zichdich. Finally, Bachkanzung understood why Tu An risked everything to sign with this dragon beast. Coming straight to Zichgoknya, this time, Zichra not only got crushed, but took a huge loss. The battle ended, the dragon beast accepted the Bach family's terms, then quickly took off and headed back. Trunchin de Daketuk, Long Tu the Kungdanyan, Bak Jia Mao Chung, Tu Jia Roi Kwe Treve. Left the old demon chained up, crying with his face in his hands, because Tu An had taken his mutated dragon beast. As soon as he returned to the White Unicorn City, he immediately demanded Tu An absorb the fire system spirit stone to make up for the lost power. After that, Tu An immediately went into seclusion. Besides recovering his health, his main mission was still to refine the awakening elixir. Just starting to process the raw materials to support the base awakening elixir, he already couldn't stand the smell. Honestly, the smell was like sewage. But luckily, after mixing all the ingredients, the scent changed from disgusting to expensive smelling. Tu An had to drop 10 billion 9 just to get this batch of awakening medicine. Soaking in, it was like bathing in pure 9 provinces currency. Tu An's awakening energy made White Unicorn City erupt in fury. The sky turned black, clouds rolled in thick. After pushing through for 2 days, Tu An successfully awakened an SSS tier talent, forcibly breaking through the life realm, along with the original Chi Force life resonance. He couldn't wait another second, and immediately called Bak Thuong in for testing. Maybe he was too hyped, and totally forgot he was standing there stark naked. When Bak Thuong opened the door, he saw something he really didn't want to see, and all the embarrassed cells exploded in that moment. After fixing his outfit, Tu An shamelessly asked Bak Thuong to test his power again. He summoned the heavenly Tao chain, and in an instant, Bak Thuong was completely bound by the chains of transformation. Bak Thuong tried to defend as Tu An requested, but the chains didn't disappear. After a weird round of inspecting, Tu An decided to move on to the next step. This time, Tu An had Bak Thuong move to the West City, but the chains still didn't vanish, so he told Bak Thuong to head back. Tu An's strange behavior made her super curious and totally confused. Bak Thuong decided to be straight up and talk about these issues with his master. First, Tu An showed her his bare body, then made her do some ridiculous stuff, and kept staring at her body, which made Bak Thuong really uncomfortable. That's when it all clicked. Only Tu An could see the heavenly Tao chains binding. No one else could, not even the one forcibly linked. From there, Tu An grabbed paper and pen to jot down the Heavenly Tao chain's traits. First, it's invisible. No matter what Tu An does, others can't detect its existence. Second, it's control. As soon as Tu An uses the Heavenly Tao chain, he can forcibly link and resonate with that person's talent. Third is the initiative. Normally, resonance needs both sides' consent, but Tu An just needs to connect with the Heavenly Tao to have full control. So these 3 chains can link with 3 different Beast Tamers, plus Tu An's Heavenly Eye, giving him 4 beast taming talents. Then Tu An entered the beast taming space to check it out. Looks like this time the inner space expanded a lot. Every time it levels up, the beast taming space changes with more terrain types. While Tu An was admiring the scenery, Bach Tu, Lamgu and Shich Suknya started beefing, causing chaos. Tu An stepped in to stop them, since from now on they're partners. Fighting side by side, no way they should be tearing each other apart. But Bach Tu, Lamgu started complaining. Tu An's now the judge, settling the drama between these 2 kids. Here's the story. Bach Linju kept shooting water columns high up, soaking Shikshukna's area. So Shikshukna attacked the chubby fish, which made Bach Tu Lamnu retaliate. Tu An quickly got the gist. Looks like Bach Linna was just following his training plan but accidentally messed with the whole house's vibe. Perfect. Tu An thought he'd give Bach Lingu a bigger space. No more cramped training in that tiny pond. Tu An directly expanded the terrain in the space big enough for Bach Tu Lamgu, the giant fish, to swim freely, while Shikshuknya got moved to the volcano area. There's even a blood phoenix flame tree and a ginkgo tree here to supplement the fire element that Shikshuknya was lacking. But it seems like lately Red Fang has just been pampering this fire element spirit stone without any training, so he immediately demanded it smash the lava stone right in front of him to test its power. The mutated Red Fang was super confident. It instantly showed off its skills to Tu An. Watch as Red Fang focuses its energy and directly launches a fireball to shatter the spirit stone, and the result totally blew Tu An's mind. The lava stone chipped just a tiny corner like a mutated beast's fur, but it was still super stubborn. Looks like this time Tu An has to seriously teach this Red Fang a lesson. First he pulled out a king-level spirit stone to bait this mutated dragon beast, but to get that stone, Red Fang had to bet with Tu An. It had to follow Tu An's training method to unlock its skills. If the move worked, Tu An wins. If it didn't, then Red Fang wins. After the bet, this fire element dragon beast would get its first king-level spirit stone. Tu An would demonstrate so Red Fang could learn. He focused his energy to create a small water orb, then amplified its power and skill quality. Naturally, the breaking force was way stronger. Then Tu An directly unleashed the move. The lava stone in front of them instantly shattered into many pieces, leaving Red Fang stunned, clueless about Tu An's trick. The lava stone had just been burned at high heat, so when hit by cold water, it exploded. Having seen the example, Red Fang immediately got to work. It gathered energy for a while, then blasted the volcano's mouth away. Red Fang's talent was seriously off the charts. Tu An only gave a little guidance, and it fully grasped the skill, leveling up to the minor mastery stage. As long as it diligently followed Tu An's training method, its growth would definitely skyrocket. After training, Red Fang went back to its beloved spirit stone. Meanwhile, Tu An transformed back into his white Qilin form. The next morning, Tu An went downstairs like usual, but surprisingly, only his sister and Yuan Patian were eating in the kitchen. It was already morning, but his parents and Yuan Taichung were gone. Grandpa had just arrived, but vanished without a trace. Maybe White Qilin got into some trouble. Thanks to Yuan Patian's presence, Tu An remembered today was the opening day at the Beast Taming Academy. Seems like Tu An was so obsessed with awakening his powers that he forgot he was still a student. After breakfast, Tu An and Patian headed to the academy. Just as they reached the school gate, Tu An immediately ran into Kyokok Bak. She looked amazing in the new uniform. The moment Tu An stepped into the lecture hall, countless eyes locked onto him. Some gave him dirty looks, others greeted him warmly. Soon he was surrounded by a swarm of students. In a flash, Tu An considered negotiating with his grandpa about taking a break from school, since training at school seemed pretty chill. Way less effective than outdoor training. Plus, he was getting bothered by a bunch of people. Unlike the noisy crowd in a corner of the classroom, a quiet young guy was watching the star of attention. Then he moved closer to size up Tu An. Looks like this guy had decent talent too. The only problem was, he didn't have a pet beast yet, so his strength was far below Tu An's. Many senior students sensed something off and stepped in to stop him. Eye to eye with the beautiful girl, the guy got so shy, he stammered out an apology to Tu An. It seemed like the noisy drama was finally over. But then, Fuang Tianvu showed up, bringing back all the tension. She was still insisting on another match with Tu An to settle the score. This time, Tu An decided to fight Tianvu, both to satisfy her and to show these rookies a thing or two, no need for petty internal fights. Before long, Tu An was already imagining Tianvu on her knees begging for mercy. Just once, feeling that would be enough for him, so he accepted the challenge and got ready for the showdown. Tianvu had been grinding for 2 months to confidently face Tu An. She wasn't wasting any time. The two of them stepped onto the schoolyard to kick off the battle. Curious classmates followed, eager to see Tu An and Tianvu throw down and finally settle their beef. Tianvu summoned Hongwei Tuvu Lone, a dragon beast bird from the primal world with royal bloodline powers. It could unleash the phoenix's fury, terrifying any enemy. Looks like the Fuang family's got a stash of treasures. Hongwu Tuvu Lone breathed fire directly, but with a simple dodge, Tu An easily avoided the dragon beast's predictable moves. It kept using fiery attacks to try and hurt Tu An, but this time he wasn't holding back. The classmates were shocked by Tu An's move. It looked like the fight was decided. Or so they thought. Out of nowhere, old lady Tu An stepped out from the flames, even daring Tianvu to keep going. Hongwei Tuvu Lone let out a piercing sound blast. Tu An quickly formed a shield to protect himself, but it didn't last long. The power and sound were just too intense. When the shield broke, the white shadow ancient Qilin Yu appeared. The massive form of the white shadow ancient Qilin Yu was enough to make Hongwei Tuvulone's beauty fade. With just a tail swipe, Tianvu's dragon beast was sent flying back to the earth like a knife. The loser had to do whatever the winner asked. So Tu An had a small favor for Tianvu. He whispered something in her ear. But it definitely wasn't easy to hear. Judging by Tianvu's completely changed expression, she even got pissed at Tu An. Suddenly the ground started shaking and strange objects began falling from nowhere. Looks like White Qilin City was in trouble. At the same time, weird flying saucers appeared in the sky. The symbols on those saucers were definitely from the Demon Chu sect. Looks like they were plotting an attack on White Qilin City. Meanwhile, Tu An still didn't get what caused that freak earthquake, so he asked Kai Chin Han directly. Apparently the two worlds had come into contact, causing spatial conflicts that triggered genetic reactions resulting in aftershocks and explosions. Tu An then asked Thien Kai Chin Yan to study the collision effects between the Van Chu Sao world and the mysterious world. According to theory, 3 months before the two worlds merge, the Van Chi Zhao world's mysterious areas would experience massive tremors and loud echoes. 3 months later, the conflict between the two worlds would calm down, forming a spatial rift. This would be the first step toward the worlds merging. 3 months later, the conflict between the two worlds would cool down and a spatial rift would form, considered the first step toward merging the two worlds into one. Next year, the secret worlds of Van Chu Zhao and the mysterious realm will completely merge, forming a high-level secret world. This event might not be bad at all. On the contrary, it could open up an amazing chance to turn things around. Right now, the shield of Bai Lin City has vanished. Taking advantage of this, the Ma Chu cult's flying saucers in the sky have started dropping ferocious beasts into the city. Somehow, one of these beasts landed on Tu An's vehicle. Even though he activated the defense shield, it still took heavy damage. Moving to the battlefield, the City Lord's system received an alert and began activating Level 1 defense protocols. Currently, the Ma Chu cult has destroyed the core energy of the shield. Soldiers are trying to block the beast's invasion, but the situation looks grim. Bai Jingsung immediately ordered the city commander to urgently repair the energy core and gather all beast tamers inside the city to help defend. However, about 2 seconds later, Bai Jingsung realized the Ma Chu cult's real plan. They're attacking the Awakening, which is the main foundation of Bai Lin City. Bai Jingsung quickly redirected all reinforcements to support the Awakening representatives on this side of the city. Looks like Tu An's vehicle is totally wrecked. But that doesn't matter anymore, since Tu An noticed someone attacking the Awakening reps. The Ma Chu cult is frantically unleashing shadow demons down into the Awakening. The city has been completely overrun. The outer defense shield of the station is also disabled. The shadow demons start attacking the headquarters. Wu Tinhan had no choice but to summon reinforcements to fight back. The soldiers formed a shield wall to minimize damage as much as possible. After regrouping, Tin Han used the Spirit Stone shield to create a core protective barrier. Normally this shield is super sturdy and lasts a while, but these shadow demons are so strong that just a few hits pierced through it. These beasts are insanely ferocious and crazy fast. They've already taken down countless Awakening soldiers. Just as they were about to attack Tin Han, he quickly used the Spirit Stone shield again. Their legs got temporarily trapped in the stones, giving him a bit of breathing room. The final card was played by the old man, but Bai Jing Sung's reinforcements still hadn't arrived. Instead, the Ma Chu cult's special forces appeared inside the shadow demons. They're their own people. The Ma Chu cult activated bombs to both deal damage and limit the enemy soldiers' vision. They kept attacking the Awakening's guards. But Tin Han wasn't about to let them run wild. He used the Spirit Stone shield to block the cult's attacks. Meanwhile, the remaining healthy soldiers helped the wounded. Right now, the Awakening can only fight, relying on their own strength. The old man created a Spirit Stone space to trap 3 Ma Chu cult members, along with himself, for a life-or-death showdown. 2 of the 3 charged to attack Ao Tin Han and his dragon beast, while the third stayed back to snipe, using his sharp senses. Tin Han used Spirit Stones to shield himself. The battle between the Ma Chu cult and Ao Tin Han went on like this, but very quickly the old man and reinforcements had just a bit more. The old man finally played his last card, but reinforcements from the White Unicorn City hadn't arrived yet. Instead, there was a special appearance. The Ma Chu cult appeared inside the Destruction Shadow Pack. They were their people. The Ma Chu cult immediately activated bombs to both deal damage and limit the enemy soldiers' vision. They kept attacking the Awakening guards relentlessly. But Tin Han wasn't about to let them run wild like that. He used the Spirit Stone shield to block the Ma Chu cult's strikes. Meanwhile, the remaining soldiers helped the wounded. Right now, the Awakening could only rely on their own strength to fight. The old man created a Spirit Stone space to trap 3 Ma Chu cult members. Along with him, they prepared for a life-or-death showdown. 2 of the 3 charged forward to attack both Tin Han and the old man's dragon beast. The last one stayed back, taking on the sniper role with sharp senses. Tin Han used Spirit Stones to shield himself. The battle between the Ma Chu cult and Tin Han went on like this, but very quickly the old man and the entertainment. Dachte che chan, trun kin jua ma chu jiao va o tin, han kunu thema tip tuk nyung rut han lao o va jaye tri da. Gaining the upper hand continuously, the enemies got injured. As long as old man had strength, they stood no chance of breaking into the core of Awakening. But these Ma Chu cultists are ruthless. They actually split old man's weapon in half. Looks like the tide has completely turned. Old man's combat skills are insane, but even he has his limits. This time the cult prepared the Cat Shadow Destroyer Spider, which is why they could control him right now. The Destruction Shadow Assassins have also escaped the Crystal Trap, and are slowly infiltrating the Crystal Space. Seems like the Spirit Han side has no chance of winning this fight. Just as Spirit Han was about to surrender, the Recorder showed up with his dragon beast to rescue Old Man. And the White Realm devotee has also arrived at the border city to join the battle. The Phoenix Cloudfeather, Crane of the Devotee and the Fire Killin charge straight to take down the Destruction Shadows, putting the cultists in a tight spot again. Plan A is a bust, so the 3 of them immediately switch to Operation B. The blonde girl from the Ma Chu cult decided to control the Destruction Shadows to help her teammates send a signal. Suddenly, they threw smoke bombs to block everyone's vision, using the chaos to make their escape. The Fire Killin and Great Spirit Monkey tried to chase them, but got tangled in the Destruction Shadow's webs. Now all hope rests on the Phoenix Cloudfeather of the White Realm devotee. The Great Spirit, Monkey and Fire Killin managed to break free from the cult's trap. These 2 dragon beasts teamed up to attack the spider demon super fast. Their Destruction Shadows were completely wiped out, and the 2 cultists were caught by the White Realm devotee. Old Man didn't have much time and immediately used the storm cannon to suppress them, but they countered with the Wind Thunder Shield. This weapon can't be countered by any attribute. The devotee had to rack his brain to find another way to take down these demons. We'll split the 2 Ma Chu cultists. One fights the devotee, the other sneaks in to grab the core. The Phoenix Cloudfeather Crane tried to block the enemies from entering the headquarters core, but she was too slick and escaped the dragon beast to get deeper inside. She was just 1 step away from pressing the yellow activation button. Luckily, the devotee quickly grabbed her collar to stop this dangerous move. Looks like it's time to end this pointless battle. Just when it seemed everything was over, the situation flipped again. The blonde girl from the Ma Chu cult still had her weapon, and she fired the first shot, distracting everyone. The bullet flew straight at the devotee. It was so fast he couldn't block it. But luckily, the Phoenix Cloudfeather Crane took the hit for him, though it got seriously injured. Seizing the chance, the 2 remaining cultists rushed to the headquarters core to activate the earthquake trigger. The damage from this quake was massive. The death toll and missing count hit several dozen humans. This news spread widely through the media and finally reached Bai Xian. The hospital was filled with wounded soldiers. The supportive handshakes made Xian involuntarily recall his past life. Having faced life and death situations himself, he deeply understood this indescribable feeling. That's it for my video. Up there is the summary of part 1 of the series. If you've got any thoughts, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to catch more awesome videos. For now, take care, and see you next time. Bye-bye.